Instead, let us consider another paradigm. Life happens in three domains: having, doing, and being. Having consists of all those things you can possess. Doing consists of actions that you take. And being is simply a state representing who you are. Let me give you an example that will remind all of us of something that's very important. Being happy is not dependent on what we do and what we have. I want you to look at this more closely. If you grow up in any of the consumption-oriented societies of the modern world, you are told that you need to have what? Money. In order to do what you most want to do, let's say vacation in Venice, in order to be happy. Although you're told that, how many of you would agree that you could be miserable sitting in a five-star resort in Venice, and you could be joyous walking your dog and picking up her poop right here in Syracuse? Try another one. How many of you can picture three delighted children playing by a garbage dump with a milk carton tied to a string as their only toy, but joyous? And how many of you can picture three children in a very prosperous neighborhood with a room full of the most expensive toys, still discontented and unhappy? This only goes to show that being happy is not dependent on what we do and what we have. When we are sleepwalking through life like robots, we forget. We become so busy having and so busy doing that we forget that the very essence of us is our being. We have forgotten our being. We need to shift, therefore, from sleepwalking through life like programmed robots to what? To a deep wakefulness in which we are alive to the miracle of life, celebrating the beauty of this present moment. If we are not conscious of the beauty of the present moment, years of our life will disappear just before us because we are sleepwalking through life. And many of us here have an inner condemner, which is constantly criticizing us and condemning us for not having enough and for not doing enough. This is a very important shift because it reminds us that we were designed to be human beings, not human havings and not human doings. Through this shift, we can remember that being happy is not something that is dependent on something outside, but arises from within. Now, in conclusion, I want to invoke the metaphor of a beautiful rose. To understand the full potential of life, let's think of 4 different stances that we can have towards the rose, as Osho reminds us. Those of us who are business-minded will tend to approach the rose with a calculating frame of mind. How much can I sell this rose for? Those of us who are scientists will tend to analyze the rose by placing it under a microscope after dissecting it. Those of us who are artists will probably admire the beauty of the rose, perhaps by composing a poem about it, perhaps by painting it. And those of us who are mystics will simply celebrate the beauty of the rose, the mystery of the rose. We will celebrate the mystery, the infinite marvel of nature's splendor. Life appears like a problem to be solved because we live in a world that is created out of logical explanations and utilitarian calculations. But we must remember not to approach life as a problem to be solved, but instead as a mystery to be joyously embraced. So to go back to Eliot's original question, how is it that life has so much potential but we make so little of it? And why life sucks? In the unawakened state of consciousness, there is a monkey, a robot, and years worth of unsobbed tears within us, inside all of us. But through the shifts that we have discussed, hopefully we can begin to take the steps to start living our life like Osho would have liked us to, in bliss, with conscious awareness, and in a spirit of joyful abundance. Thank you.